All right, let's talk about the future. But forget the crystal balls and vague predictions. Today, we're diving straight into Gartner's top tech trends that are already building the world of 2026. This isn't just about what's coming, it's the roadmap for what's happening right now. Let's get into it.
So, what's our world actually going to look and feel like in just 2 years? It sounds far off, but it's really not. The groundwork is being laid literally as we speak. And Gartner's analysis boils it all down to three core realities that are going to define, well, everything.
First up, it's going to be fundamentally AI powered. And I don't just mean AI as a cool new app. Think of it more like the new electricity, just humming in the background, powering everything from our daily grind to our biggest breakthroughs.
Second, it's going to be hyperconnected. Forget about technology living in its own little box. We're talking about everything woven together into these intelligent ecosystems that are always on, always learning, and always adapting.
And finally, maybe the biggest piece of the puzzle. All of this is happening at a speed that is truly off the charts. The pace of change isn't just fast anymore, it's accelerating, creating this landscape that feels like it's shifting under our feet every single day. Okay, so to get our heads around all this, Gartner neatly organizes these 10 trends into three big themes. First, you've got the architects. These are the folks building the digital foundations. Then come the synthesists, who are mixing and matching all this new tech to create real value. And finally, you have the vanguards, who are focused on the super important job of keeping it all safe and trustworthy. Let's start at the beginning with the builders. First up, the architects. Think of these as the builders of our AI-powered future. They're literally creating the fundamental platforms and the core infrastructure that everything else we're about to talk about will be built on. And their mission is crystal clear: to build digital foundations that are secure, that can scale up, and that are adaptive. Because let's face it, in a world that's changing this fast, a foundation that's too rigid is just going to crack. So, what's in their toolkit? First on the list, AI native development platforms. Now, these aren't just tools, they're more like collaborators. They use generative AI to help us code and create software way faster than before. But the really exciting part? The rise of what they're calling tiny teams. Small, nimble groups can now build these incredibly powerful applications that not too long ago would have required a massive department. This completely flips the script on the whole build versus buy debate and really levels the playing field for everyone. But all of this powerful AI, well, it needs a totally new kind of engine to run. Traditional servers and infrastructure just can't keep up with the massive AI models we have today. And that's exactly where AI supercomputing comes in. It's not just about being faster, it's a completely specialized architecture built from the ground up for these incredibly complex, data-hungry AI jobs. Now, with all that power comes some pretty huge security risks, and that's why we have confidential computing. The best way to think about it is like an armored truck for your data. It keeps it encrypted and safe even while it's actively being worked on. And believe me, this isn't some niche idea. A whopping 75% of enterprises are expected to be using this by 2029. So, once the architects have laid that solid foundation, the synthesists get to step in and start creating. This theme is all about combining these different technologies in new and interesting ways to unlock real value. Their whole goal is to orchestrate. It's about moving past using one tool for one job. Instead, they're like conductors of a symphony of technologies, bringing them all together to tackle really complex problems and find brand new ways to create value. A perfect example of this is multi-agent systems. So instead of having one giant monolithic AI that's supposed to do everything, MAS uses a whole collection of smaller, specialized AI agents that all work together. It's kind of like having a team of experts. Each one tackles a specific part of a complex job, and together they get it done way more efficiently. And if you're wondering if this is catching on, just look at this number. Enterprise inquiries for these systems have surged by over 1,400% in just 1 year. That's not just growth, that's an absolute explosion of interest. Next up, let's talk about domain-specific language models. We're all pretty familiar with the general LLMs by now, right? They're kind of like that one friend who knows a little bit about everything, but sometimes gets the details wrong. A domain-specific LLM, on the other hand, is like a certified expert. It's been trained on very specific data for an industry like finance or healthcare, so it delivers much, much higher accuracy where it really matters. The synthesists are also bringing AI out of the computer and into the real world. Seriously, this isn't science fiction anymore. Physical AI is already here automating logistics in massive warehouses, streamlining really complex maintenance jobs, and using intelligent robots to make workplaces safer for everyone.
Okay, so we have the foundations and we have all these amazing creative applications. But you know what? None of it matters if we can't trust it. This brings us to our final and maybe the most crucial theme, the vanguards. They're the ones responsible for protecting this new digital world we're building.
The mission of the vanguards is all about elevating trust in an era where the risks are just getting bigger. This means being proactive, not reactive about security. Using a whole suite of tools like preemptive cybersecurity and AI security platforms to stay way ahead of the curve.
A huge trend here is preemptive cybersecurity. For too long, we've been stuck playing defense, just reacting to attacks after they happen. With AI-powered threats out there, that's a losing game. Preemptive cybersecurity completely flips the script. It uses AI to actually anticipate and shut down threats before they can do any damage. It's a fundamental shift from defense to offense.
So how do you manage all this? That's where AI security platforms come in. They bring some order to the chaos. It's really a three-step process. First, they discover and inventory all of your AI assets. You have to know what you have. Second, they help you control how that AI is used to prevent risky stuff from happening. And third, they secure the AI itself from new kinds of attacks, like prompt injection. Now that first step, discover, is where another key trend, digital provenance, comes into play. Think of it like a digital birth certificate and a full resume for your data and AI models. You have a verifiable trail, so you always know where they came from and what's been done to them. It's absolutely fundamental to trusting your AI. And finally, there's geopatriation. It sounds like a complex word, but it's really about making a strategic choice to move your digital workloads, your data, your apps, back to a specific country, usually for security or regulatory reasons. And it's a massive trend. 3/4 of enterprises are expected to do this by 2030. It's all about finding that perfect balance between the power of the global cloud and the need for local control and security.
So, when you pull it all together, you can see that these 10 trends aren't just some random list. They're an interconnected system. The architects build the stage, the synthesists put on the show, and the vanguards make sure the entire venue is safe for everyone. They are all working together right now to create the world of 2026.
Which leads us to the final and most important question of all. These trends aren't just about servers and code. They're about how we're going to live, how we're going to work, and how we're going to compete. They're about us. The future isn't coming, it's being built as we speak. So the real question is, are we ready?